And we are live. Good evening po sa inyong lahat back there in the Philippines. It's 6:30 a.m. here in South Carolina, USA. I would like to welcome you back to Gurong Pinoy. And tonight, of course, we are going to have our quizzes for professional education. Okay. Now, yesterday, some of you were stressed because it was, of course, your first time to use the new format that we have. Okay. But hopefully, tonight po, medyo gamay na natin yung quizzes. All right. Now, what you can see on the screen are all the social media accounts of Gurong Pinoy. I hope that you are all subscribed, you're following, and of course, you've liked all the social media accounts that we have. Now, if you are watching us on YouTube, please kindly like this video. Again, go ahead and like this video if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, please do react to this video. And of course, I will be posting the pin for today's quiz there also on Facebook. Okay, so the pin for today's quiz are already posted on both Facebook and also on YouTube. All right, now you may also share our video. If you're watching us on Facebook, you may share it on your Facebook account, share it in all of the groups that you've joined, tag your friends. You may also start a watch party. Okay, but before anything else, of course, we start with our opening prayer. Now, tonight's opening prayer is from Pastor Efren Esteban. Medyo busy na po si Ma'am Eunice Carbajal. So she has not sent me the opening and closing prayers tonight. And so what I did, I nag-recycle lamang ako ng prayer ni Pastor Efren. If there is anyone from you who'd like to join us or help us by providing the opening prayer and the closing prayer on Sundays, then you are very much welcome po. Okay, so again, I'm inviting everyone to please join us in our opening prayer.
Magandang oras sa bawat isa sa atin, mga kaguro. Iniling ko po na samahan niyo ako sa ating pambungad na panalangin. Tayo po'y manalangin. Amang Diyos, salamat po sa oras na ito na ipinagkaloob niyo sa bawat isa sa amin. Kami po ay humihingi ng panibagong patnubay sa amin pong mga gagawin sa kabuuan ng oras na gabayan, tulungan at pagpalain mo po ang bawat isa sa amin, Panginoon, sa amin pong patuloy na pag-aaral. Kalaki po sa mga kahilingan namin, Amang Diyos, ang pag-iwas mo po sa amin sa anumang uri ng sakuna. Lalo po sa nagbabadyang malakas na bagyo na darating. Panginoon, sinusunod ka po ng lahat ng bagay. Lahat ay sumusuko sa iyo. Lahat ay nagpapasailalim sa iyo, Panginoon. Kaya po, naway sa pamamagitan ng nagkakaisang panalangin po na ito ay maiiwas kami sa anumang mapanganib na kalagayan. Makarating po nawa sa iyong mga pandinig ang mga kahilingan po namin na ito, Panginoon. Paalalahanan mo po kami lagi na gawin ang tama at naaayon sa iyong dakilang kalooban. O Diyos, huwag mo po kaming lalagpasan, hindi pababayaan. Ito po, Ama, ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus na aming Panginoon at tagapagligtas. Amen.
Amen. So sa muli, maraming salamat Pastor Efren Esteban. Again, I'm inviting anyone who'd like to participate or would like to help us by sending us the opening prayer and the closing prayer for our Sunday live streams. Then just send us a private message through Gurong Pinoy's Facebook page. All right. Now, again, Gurong Pinoy, we still are sending our exclusive materials through Grow. Grow po is Gurong Pinoy Review Online Work Group. This is our exclusive FB group. We send all the exclusive materials that we have there. Even if we have changed our format today, we started yesterday, we are still sending the materials through Grow as well as the explanations and the answer key. Okay, so if you'd want to become a member of Grow, it's very easy. You can just pay 500 pesos. It's a one-time payment through Palawan, Cebuana ML. You can also send us a super chat, super sticker during our live streams on YouTube. And of course, all the details can be found on your screen. Now, aside from Grow, of course, and aside from our live stream, we also have some other things that are we are putting up on our social media accounts so that we can help you pass the LET. One of these, of course, would be your science snippets. This is from my actual lessons here in Manning, South Carolina. And so I have the science snippets. These are from my actual lessons again, and these can help you pass the LET because all of these are covered by the LET. We also have the Module Assistance for Students Help Desk. This is our method of helping our parents, also the tutors, in trying to complete the modules of the students that we have, especially those in the DepEd modules. All right. So again, as I strongly advise that you watch all the videos that we're posting because all these topics are still covered in the lab. Now, again, the mid-review exam is coming up. That's going to be from December 12th to 13th, and your cash prizes as well as the gift certificates can be found on your screen. Now, this is exclusive for our Grow members. So that means you can only join this and you can only receive the prize if you are a Grow member. If you're not a Grow member, then you can just watch our discussion, okay? But the exam items are going to be made available for our Grow members earlier than our discussion, of course. Okay, so again, that's for December 12th and 13th. Now we've already started enrolling for our different majors. The majors that we have here available as of the moment are math, social studies or social science, English, and biology. Now, for those of you who've already paid, we will start adding you to our groups um a week prior to our majorship. Okay, so again, you are going to have different lectures for the majorship. We will be putting up your Google Classroom, and so we will be adding you to our groups or to our classrooms a week prior to the beginning of our majorship. We see that, or we're planning that your majorship would start by December, the second week or third week of December. Now, again, remember we have a promo for our majorship. Your payment of 500 pesos is only until the last day of November. Okay, that's November 30th. After that, of course, our majorship enrollment would already be 1,000 pesos. Now, for the rest of you who have different majorship, we are still under negotiations. We're still looking for your lecturers. But for now, we have offered this 4 majorships, and these are already sure. Okay, so we already have our lectures for this majorship. Okay, so again, that's math, social studies, social science, English, and biology. Okay, now again, we have already changed our November live stream schedule. It's Saturday GenEd and Sunday ProfEd, again at 7:30 p.m. PH time. All right, so having said that, tonight is Sunday, and of course, we are going to have our quizzes for professional education. Okay, I'm going to give you just a few minutes. Let me check the time. Okay, it's 6:37. We start at 6:40. Okay, so that we can still give time to some of the people who are still joining our quizzes. Again, the code can be found in your chat box. It is pinned in your chat box. Just click that and it will take you directly to the quizzes. Okay. Let me read a few people here, no? A few people's comment. Ma'am Lizelle Bolivar Liboon, good evening po. Assalamualaikum to everyone. That's from Ma'am or Sir Kaironisa Kasan Masbud. Good evening, Ma'am Imelda Presno. Good evening, Ma'am May Cabarles. Good evening po, Ma'am Pearl Estonilo. Ma'am Aname Ibardo, maraming salamat po for tagging a friend. Likewise to Ma'am Mary Jean Martirez Jaime for tagging a friend and also for starting a watch party. Ma'am Samraida, i-click nyo lamang po yung nakapin na comment na nasa chat box po. Good evening, watching from Bahrain. That's from Ma'am Greenfield Baloran. Hapon yata ngayon sa Bahrain. 6 hours delay po ba kayo, no? 6 hours delay as compared to the Philippines. Hello to Sir P. Golf, May the 2nd. Thank you, Paul, for starting a watch party. Good evening to Ma'am Rose Angeline Rana Olea Quintana. How to enroll po, I have just explained it. You can just check our live streams later po. Balikan nyo po later. Good evening from Sir Gilbert Hordan Olazo. Puntahan ko muna yung YouTube. Uh, there is a question here. Ma'am, paano ko po malalaman kung nakapasok na ako sa quiz? That's from Ma'am Moods na Lynn Harun. Ganon din si Sir Jewel. If you see that you are being asked to wait, okay, if you see it on your screen, you are being asked to wait, tapos may nakalagay na 20 out of 20 questions, that means nasa quizzes na po kayo. Good evening, Sir Ferdinand Molina. Good evening, Sir Nap. Kakabalik lang ni Sir Napoleon Lumugdang II. Ma'am Joy Dairit, yes po. Pwede pong dito na lang kayo magbayad sa inyong majorship. So mag-super chat, super sticker na lang po kayo sa YouTube. Now, before I forget, tonight's live stream is still sponsored by Mathnic. So yung top 5 po natin today or tonight is going to receive your Mathnic ebook. Okay? Yung top 5 po will be receiving Mathnic ebook tonight. First time to joining from Mindanao, Sir Mark Hinko. Welcome po to Gurong Pinoy. Again, I have already pinned your link on both YouTube and Facebook. So, i-click nyo lamang po yung link na yan. At diretso na po kayo sa ating quizzes. Okay, so Ma'am Joy has already paid for the majorship. Good evening from Caloocan City. Sir Ernesto Esquilon, punta na po kayo sa ating quizzes. Good evening, watching from Luna Apayao, Ma'am Annalisa Marcos. Okay, let me check the time. Oh, 6:42 na. Okay, so we start with our professional education tonight. Okay, we start. Again, everyone, the questions are going to be on your screen. So you should be on quizzes now. Punta na po kayo sa quizzes. Okay, again, punta na po kayo sa quizzes because we are going to start. Again, the questions are going to be on your screen. So dapat po nasa quizzes na kayo. We start with our professional education. Now, wala po tayong leaderboard ngayon. Hindi nyo po makikita kung sino po yung leading para, of course, it's going to be more exciting and it's going to be a surprise. All right, we start with ProfEd. All right. Now again, as a reminder, yung quizzes po would be measuring not only your accuracy but also your speed. Okay? So dapat mo mabilis kayo. We still have a time limit of 1 minute per question. Okay? All right. We proceed with question number 2. All right, we go to the next question. Next question. Okay, question number 5. Next question. All right, next one, question number 7. All right, next question. Okay, question number 9. Okay, now we go to question number 10. Okay, next question. Okay, now again, for those of you who can get into the quizzes, maghintay lamang po kayo for our discussion because after this, of course, we are going to have our discussion. Next one. Okay, question number 13. All right, next question. Question number 15. All right, next question. Question 16. Next one. All right, next question. Question 18. All right, second to the last question. Last question. All right, that ends tonight's quizzes. Balik na po tayo sa ating live stream. Again, please go back to your live stream for our discussion. Okay, we go back to the different items that we have. So again, if you were not able to join the quizzes because of a not so good internet connection, okay lang po yan, just join us for our discussion. Okay, we go back to the different items that we have. Okay, we go back to the different items that we have. Again, balik na po tayo sa ating live stream so we can start with our discussion. Okay. All right. Now, many of you are saying na medyo mahina nga yung signal. And so, we're going back to your discussion. Okay. So, okay lang po yan kung hindi po kayo ang tawag dito, hindi po kayo naka-join sa ating quizzes. We are just going to have our discussion. All right. We start with question number 1. For question number 1, it says self-evaluation can be done in various ways, but this is not one of them. Again, your hint here is the term self-evaluation. That means you are evaluating yourself. Okay, of course, the correct answer here would be letter A because this is peer feedback session. When you say peer, the term peer would mean someone who has the same status as you do, someone who is of the same age. Okay, so peer feedback session is the correct answer. Letter A is the correct answer for question number 1. Now we go to question number 2. When Preacher John read the Genesis story on creation, he explained that God is so powerful that he created the universe in only 7 days. What level of reading comprehension did Preacher John apply? Then you have the different things that your choices there. A is evaluative reading on character, plot, or style. Letter B, literal reading the lines. Letter C, applied reading beyond the lines. Or letter D, interpretative reading beyond or between the lines. Now you have the 5 different levels here for your reading comprehension. The first level po would be lexical. When you say lexical, you understand the key vocabulary in a text. You understand the meaning of the different words that they've used in the text. Now, literal, this would just be answering the questions who, what, when, and where. Okay, so just the literal questions, the WH questions, who, what, when, and where. Okay, so that's the literal interpretation or literal reading comprehension. Now, the third level that you have would be interpretative. Sa inyo naman pong interpretative, it answers what if, why, and how. Okay, so it answers what if, why, and how questions. Now, for the fourth level, you have your applied reading comprehension. This relates the story to existing knowledge or opinion. So you can already apply whatever you've learned in that story to another story or to your knowledge or to your opinion. Then, of course, the highest would be effective. Okay, effective reading comprehension, you understand the social and emotional aspects in that story. Okay, so you can already feel what the character is feeling in that story. All right, so again, these are the different levels of reading comprehension. And so the correct answer there would just be literal reading the lines, because the preacher just said he created the world in 7 days. Okay, so literal lamang po. Now, question number 3, what is the main organization and orientation of science and social studies reading materials? Now, you have the 4 choices here. Expository, again, when you say expository, it is explaining. Okay, so explanation yung ginagamit. Yung descriptive naman, of course, it is describing certain events. So you can usually see this in your newspapers. Your narrative, you can see this in your fiction novels, in your stories. Okay, now argumentative, of course, this is used in debates. Okay, now, of course, the correct answer would be expository. So science and social studies, they are usually explaining your concepts, your facts. Okay, so the correct answer, of course, would be expository, explanation. Okay, so number 3, that's letter A, expository. Now, again, if you are in Grow, these items would still be posted there, as well as the answer key and also the explanation. Now, question number 4. In his history class, teacher Naomi used a current events IQ content to determine champions in identifying people, places, and events. What learning objective or outcome does she aim to achieve? Is it knowledge or recall? Letter B, perpetual abilities. Letter C, application. Or letter D, responding. So again, you have history class teacher Naomi, and he has or she has a quiz B. Okay, so may quiz B siya, identification of people, places, and events. And so, of course, this is just knowledge level. This just simply recall. Okay, so mabilisang recall lamang. Now, question number 5. The following are examples of non-verbal behavior by teachers. Which one is a restricting or non-helpful non-verbal mannerisms in class by teachers? Again, we're looking for restricting or non-helpful. Okay, non-helpful po or restricting. Now, you have the different choices there. Teacher pats good student on the back. Okay, so the teacher pats the good students. Facial expression that connotes approval. Letter C, teacher avoids eye contact. Or letter D, teacher displays supportiveness by laughing. Okay, and of course, the correct answer would be letter C. The teacher does not do or does not establish eye contact with the student. Okay, so that is nonverbal, and it's also restricting or non-helpful. Okay, so letter C is the correct answer for question number 5. Now we go to question number 6. In the instructional framework for learning strategies, which components is demonstrated by teacher Jose, who identifies the skills required in writing a personal essay and shows his personally written essay while showing the steps he used to complete it. Okay, so again, teacher Jose identified the different skills that the students would need to make personal essay, and then he showed his personal essay and he showed the steps that he used to complete that essay. Of course, that would be letter D, modeling. Okay, so modeling po yan. We all know what review is. So review is balik tanaw, binabalikan mo kung ano yung lesson nyo the previous day. Or if it's a Monday, then whatever was your lesson the previous week. Letter B, consolidation. This is already a step prior to application. So consolidation mo, usually this is independent practice. And of course, you have application. Application, we know this to be already a high level of knowledge of learning. Okay, that means you can already apply whatever it is that you've learned from one event, or from whatever you've learned in the lesson, and you can apply it to another situation. Okay, so that's letter C, application. But of course, in our question number 6, that is going to be modeling. Okay, so letter D, modeling, would be the correct answer for question number 6. Number 7, without misuse of learning time, teacher Audie requests students with singing talent to perform in class, adding to making learning a source of fun. What facilitating environment is teacher Audie adopting? Okay, so again, si teacher Audie dito, nag-request that all those students who can sing should perform in class. Okay, so everyone had fun, of course. So what facilitating learning or environment is teacher Audie adopting? Tolerates ambiguity. Again, when you say ambiguity, that means it is unclear. Okay, something is vague, something is unclear. When you say permits confrontation, of course, this is when you can easily talk with someone, okay? You can frankly say whatever it is that you want to say. Letter C, recognizes right of students to make mistakes. And of course, the correct answer would be letter D. They make, or it makes students feel accepted. Okay, so whatever talent you have, you feel accepted because you are given a chance to perform in front of your classmates. Okay, so letter D, makes students feel accepted. That's the correct answer. Wala namang ambiguity dito, something that's unclear. Wala namang confrontation. Walang recognizing the rights of students to make mistakes. Okay, so the correct answer again would be letter D, make students feel accepted. Now for question number 8, the question is, Principal Luis sets up structures and designs for teaching learning that favor free and open communication. There's acceptance, there's respect, freedom from threat, and trust in self. What is this general view about teaching? Is it letter A, it is a consequence of experience? Letter B, it is at times a painful process? Letter C, it is an evolutionary process? Or letter D, it requires school resources? We all know that there are several definitions to the terms teaching and learning. Okay, so it depends on the examples that you have here. It depends on the explanation that you have in your question. And so then, of course, the correct answer here would be, it is a consequence of experience. Depende sa experience mo. Because of your good experience inside the classroom, you do not feel any threat. You feel like you can trust yourself. There's open communication. And so because of that, you were able to learn. Okay, because of your good experiences inside the room, you were able to learn. Okay, it's not because of a painful process. It's not given as evolutionary process. It's also not given that it requires school resources. And so letter A is the correct answer for question number 8. Now we go to question number 9. In his math class, teacher Don uses practical examples to teach abstract mathematical concepts, ensuring that learning is useful in life and not just for the test. What guiding principle in selection and organization of lesson content is he following? Okay, so again, we have several components or several characteristics of a good lesson content. Okay, so of course here, what is shown is utility. That means, can the students use whatever knowledge they've gained or whatever skills they've gained from the classroom? Can they use that in real life? Okay, so that's utility, how they can use whatever knowledge and skills they have acquired in the classroom. Significance, of course, we know this. That means whatever you're teaching has meaning. Okay, it is important, it has meaning. That's significance. Letter B, interest. It should be within the interest of your students. So you should be putting motivation. You should be using examples that they can relate with. Feasibility, of course, this is pertaining to time. Okay, feasibility, time, and also the level of your students. Po pwede ba nilang ma-learn to? It's almost the same as your learnability. Can you complete this, or can they complete a certain activity in the given time? Okay, so that's feasibility. And of course, the correct answer here would be letter C, utility. How they can utilize, how they can use the knowledge and skills that they've gained in real life. Now, question number 10. For cognitive learning, what are sets of facts, concepts, and principles that describe underlying mechanisms that regulate human learning, development, and behavior? Now you have your examples, or you have your choices here: facts, letter B, concepts, letter C, theories, and letter D, hypothesis. Of course, these definitions came from the principles of teaching. Okay, so these are definitions from principles of teaching. When you say fact, it is a thing that is known or proved to be true, something that you know to be true. That's a fact. A concept is an abstract idea, a general notion. Of course, when you say hypothesis, we'd usually call this your educated guess. And of course, the correct answer here would be your theories. Okay, so that is the meaning of theories according to your principles of teaching. Okay, so theories are sets of facts, concepts, and principles that describe underlying mechanisms that regulate human learning, development, and behavior. Okay, so again, for number 10, correct answer, letter C, that's theories. All right, now we go to number 11. Literature teacher Zenny introduced figures of speech in poetry to improve ability of her students to interpret verses. What of thinking is she developing in her students? What is she trying to develop in her students? Your letter A there is critical thinking. When you say critical thinking, you can criticize, you can evaluate something. Letter B, metaphoric thinking. This is, of course, in relation to your poetry, usually in the use of figures of speech. Letter C, convergent thinking, and of course, divergent thinking. These are opposites, these are synonyms. When you say convergent thinking, you are driven to arrive at only one answer. Okay, so when you say convergent questions, okay, there's only one answer to your question. For example, the question is, what is the largest planet? So then your answer would be Jupiter. Okay, so it's just convergent. That means there's only one answer to your question. But when you say divergent thinking or divergent questions, it's an open-ended question. Okay, so open-ended po yung question mo. That means there is no right or wrong answer. It depends on the opinion of the student. Okay, it depends on the opinion of the student. There's no right or wrong answer. It's an open-ended question. Okay, so that would be your divergent thinking. Again, convergent and divergent are opposites. Okay, opposites po siya. All right, now we go to number 12. Of clusters of meaningful learning activities, which does not belong to spatial learning activities. Now remember that you have 9 different types of intelligences. We have 9 multiple intelligences. Okay, so iba-iba po yung klase ng intelligences natin. Now here, your learning activity is said to be spatial. Okay, so that means the utilization of space, the use of space in your learning activity. And so the correct answer here, of course, would be peer tutoring. When you say A, visualization, you can visualize whatever object you are putting in a certain area. For example, na-visualize mo. So that pertains to the use of space. Concept mapping, of course, you know what concept maps are. Okay, para siyang graphic organizer. And so you need to also know how to utilize the different spaces, or else you are going to redo your concept map. And of course, art projects, you know that spatial intelligence is very important in your art projects, in trying to make sure na naka-proportion yung lahat ng parts ng art project mo. For example, you are making a caricature or you are making a drawing. Okay, if you know how to utilize the space, then maganda yung proportion ng iyong drawing. Okay, so art projects, very important for you to have your spatial intelligence. And of course, here the correct answer will be letter C. Siya po yung namumukod tangi. When you say peer tutoring, you can teach your peer, you can teach your classmate, or you can teach your friend. Okay, so it's more like interpersonal na siya, interpersonal relationship or interpersonal intelligence. Okay, so number 12, that is going to be for peer tutoring. Now 13, of the dimensions in learning which is not included as an aspect to be given importance in values education. Saan usually yung hindi binibigyan ng importansya sa values education? Now, you have your dogmatic dimension, you have affective dimension, behavioral dimension, and cognitive. Now, of course, when you say values education, it pertains to the values that we have, to characteristics, to the beliefs, the convictions that we have. Okay, and so the correct answer here would be cognitive dimension. Hindi siya masyadong binibigyan halaga sa ating values education. Okay, so letter D po ang tamang sagot. Now we go to question number 14. From cluster of meaningful learning activities which does not belong to verbal linguistic intelligence learning. Again, as I've mentioned, we have 9 types of intelligences. And so our question here is something that does not belong to verbal linguistics. Andito yung hindi related sa words, hindi related sa language. Okay, and then of course, your choices are ecological field trip, debates, journal writing, and reading. We all know that in debates, journal writing, and reading, we all use the power of our language. Okay, we all use our linguistic skills. And so the correct answer would be letter A. Okay, so letter A po, ecological field trip is the correct answer. Okay, ecological field trip, of course, this is naturalistic na siya. Okay, naturalistic form of intelligence. Now, number 15, in cognitive learning, what are firmly established and thoroughly tested principles or theories? You have facts, concepts, hypotheses. We have just mentioned the different definitions of this from our previous question. Okay, of course, the correct answer here would be laws. Laws are firmly established and thoroughly tested principles or theories. Okay, so laws is the correct answer for question number 15. Now, next question. Question number 16, of the following subjects which does not belong to performance-based subjects in which direct instruction is effectively used? Okay, performance-based subjects in which direct instruction is effectively used. Okay, now we have a problem with this question. Mali po yung ating sagot dito. It should have been values education, hindi po math. Okay, so I stand corrected here. Mali po yung nilagay kong answer dito. It should be values education and not mathematics. We all know that we use performance-based or performance tasks in music, in ROTC, and also in math. So dapat letter A siya, values education should have been the correct answer for question number 16. Okay, so letter A po dapat ito. Please don't be confused. I will be changing this before I post this to Grow. Okay, so again, that should be values education. Now we go to question number 17. Which of the following violates the principle that each child's brain is unique and vastly different from one another? Which violates? Okay, we're looking for the violation for the principle that each child's brain is unique and vastly different from one another. The correct answer, of course, would be letter C, making a left-handed pupil write with her right hand, as this we think is better. This was a belief a long time ago, okay? So medyo essentialist po siya. This is an essentialist belief that it is better to use your right hand instead of using the left hand, okay? So meron tayong mga alam pang mga nanay na pinapalo yung left hand ng anak kapag ginagamit ng anak yung left hand niya, okay? So it should be letter C, making a left-handed pupil write with the right hand, as this we think is better. Now, we all know that this is not true, and now public schools, even private schools, would already advocate the use of of the left hand by the pupils. Okay, so hindi na po pinapa-change because we all know that the use of the different whether the left side or the right side of our body is of course connected to the functioning of the brain. Okay, so letter C is the correct answer here. All right, now we go to number 18. From categories of exceptionalities in the young child and adolescents, what involves difficulties in specific cognitive processes like perception, language, memory, due to mental retardation, emotional behavioral disorder, or sensory impairment? Okay, now your hint here would be specific cognitive processes, cognition. That means it pertains to the brain. And the correct answer here, of course, would be learning disabilities. Okay, you are given the different learning disabilities here. So not just speech and communication disorder, not just emotional or conduct disorder, it covers everything. So learning disabilities is the correct answer here. Learning disabilities. Now we go to 19. Of the following, which is most true of adolescents? Saan dito yung pinakatama when we are talking about our adolescents? That means your teenagers. Okay, is it hormonal changes, last splurge of dependence, unruly behavior, defiance of peer group, Now, we all know that all the rest of your choices can be true, but of course, we are looking for the most true. Most true. Dahil hindi naman lahat ng adolescents ay unruly yung behavior. Hindi naman lahat ay may defiance. Okay? Defiance of peer group nga to. Oh. We all know that whenever you are an adolescent, you'd always want to be with your peer group. So, mali itong letter D. Now, of course, the correct answer here would be hormonal changes. This is the most true, and this happens to all our adolescents. Okay, so number 19 po, letter A, hormonal changes would be the correct answer. Now we go to the last question that we have for tonight and also for this weekend. Following Kohlberg's theory of moral development, what is the moral reasoning or perspective of people who seek human rights and the welfare of citizens beyond what is given by laws? Okay, again, moral reasoning or perspective of people who seek human rights and welfare of citizens beyond what is given by laws. Now, of course, since you are given the terms beyond what is given by laws, it shouldn't be your law and order. Hindi na siya law and order. Your social contract, this means you are binded to certain activities or certain things because of a contract. Okay? So usually this happens in your work pag meron kang kontrata. Punishment, of course, this is still part of your law and order, and so the correct answer would be universal ethical principles. It is way above your law and order. It's already part of your post-conventional moral development. Okay, so post-conventional morality na po siya. All right, so that ends our 20 questions tonight, and that ends quizzes. Again, for those of you who have already paid for our majorship, we will be adding you to our groups, to our Google Classroom, and you are going to have separate lecturers. So, meron po tayong ibang lecturer for math, for social studies, for English, and of course, I will be taking care of biology. All right, now, if you have questions, just send us a message. If you have any problems, just send us a message. And again, we are coming back on Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday pa rin po tayo, but that's going to be from 7:30 p.m. Okay, 7:30 p.m. na po, not 7 p.m. All right, so again, we will be back on Saturday with our general education. That's going to be from 7:30 p.m. PH time. Okay, now we will be posting our top notchers in a few minutes. Okay. Now, again, I am inviting everyone to please join us in our closing prayer. This is still by Pastor Efren Esteban. Again, I'm inviting anyone who'd like to help us with our closing prayer, opening prayer on Sunday nights, because Ma'am Eunice Carbajal is already very busy with schoolwork, okay? So again, we start with our closing prayer. Please join me in our closing prayer.
At sa pagtatapos naman po ng ating gawain sa oras pong ito, mga kaguro, hiniling ko po na samahan niyo ako muli sa ating panalangin. Tayo po ay manalangin. Salamat po muli, Panginoon, sa kabutihan mo sa bawat isa sa amin kung paano mo po kami pinatnubayan sa nakaraang oras. Ay nawa ay gawin mo po muli ito sa amin. Ang mga lakad namin, mga plano namin, at mga desisyon ay umakmanawa sa iyong mga magandang plano. Opo, aming Ama, gabayan at pagpalain mo po ang bawat naririto. Ang pamilya ni Ma'am Meg, ang aming mga pamilya at mga trabaho ay nawa ay magtuloy-tuloy ang pagpapala mo sa amin. Ama, salamat sa buong buwan ng Oktubre na punong-puno ng pag-iingat mo at pagkakaloob ng kalakasan. Humihiling din po kami ng paglilinis mo sa aming mga puso. Maging matuwid po nawa kami sa iyong harapan, Panginoon. Ito po, Ama, ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus na aming Panginoon at manunubos. Amen.
Amen. So again, we're coming back to you live on Saturday. That's still 7:30 p.m. and also Sunday, that's 7:30 p.m. Saturday po, we are going to have our general education, then of course professional education on Sunday. All right. So please take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay COVID-free, and dalangin po namin na sana ay matuto kayo, and sana of course you continue learning. Don't stop learning, because of course we all know that learning is a lifelong process, and of course we are trying to gear you up for your upcoming let. Sa muli, ito po si Coach Mac ng Gurong Pinoy na nagsasabing, maliit man na butil ng mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Bye and good night, people! Stay safe!